Which one is more evil?
Keep the question in your mind. We're going to come back to it. Hi, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be on you. So basically we've got a guy, Charlie Hebdo, or Charlie Hebdo, maybe in French. And he's made some very crude, offensive, insulting cartoons against the founder of Islam, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before we go into any more detail, I just want to give an example from the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of God be upon him, his own life, of how he reacted towards insults and provocation. There's many incidents, I'm just going to choose one. Basically, once a Bedouin, a desert Arab, accosted him. He grabbed him by his shirt and pulled it. It pulled so hard that there was a mark, a bruise formed on his neck. The founder of Islam, the Prophet Muhammad, he was the master of his people. He could have done anything to that guy, to that Bedouin. But what did he do? The Bedouin was demanding wealth and riches or whatever it was, worldly goods. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ firstly replied, "It's in God's hands." Second, the Prophet said, "You will be revenged for the hurt you have caused me." The Bedouin replied, "No, I won't be revenged." The Prophet then said, "How do you know that?" The Bedouin said, "Because you do not return bad for bad. You return good for bad." So this was the example of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And what he did was, then he loaded the man's camel with gifts and other objects that he desired. That was his example. He's just been manhandled by someone, and yet instead of punishing him or disciplining him, gives the man gifts. So this was the Holy Prophet ﷺ's example throughout his life, in the face of intense provocation, persecution, insults, torture, his followers abused, his followers killed, his daughter killed. It was always one of patience. So let's get back to the question in hand. We've got a man in France. He's basically expressing his right to freedom of speech by drawing some highly offensive, inappropriate and insulting cartoons. You might say, that's fine. That's his right to freedom of expression, freedom of speech. Okay. Now answer these questions. Is it right for me to use racist language? Is it right for me to use anti-Semitic language? Is it right for me to use misogynistic language? Is it right to promote hatred? What's your answer to these questions? If your answer is no, it's not right, then the same applies to these crude and offensive cartoons which are promoting hatred. The freedom of speech should not be used as a tool for offending and mocking others. We live in a global village where peace relies upon people both disagreeing but respecting one another. If we cannot do this, then we cannot live in a peaceful world. So coming back to the question, what is more evil? The pen or the knife? You know the answer already. It's obvious. None of these objects are either good or evil, but it's the hand that wields them that dictates whether they're being used for good or for bad. If we want this world to be a better place, then both the pen and the sword has to be wielded for the better and for the good of humanity. If either of these are used for bad ends, then the world can never be at peace. Thank you for listening. If you want to find out more, click here about the limits to the free speech. Click here to find out more about the beautiful character of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and click here to find out some of the rights introduced to women by the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Thank you for listening. Wassalam. Peace be on you.
To keep up to date with the latest videos from the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association, subscribe to the MKA UK Videos YouTube channel. Or, for more information about the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, log on to www.alislam.org.